Good morning to one and all, it's SNEHASHISH here and you are watching a channel called SNEHASHISH RATH. In today's video, we are going to discuss some points about how to utilize our time properly. So, without any delay, let's start our video. Before starting the video, I would like to ask you about how do you think you can utilize your time properly. Comment down below your thoughts as well as your views about how you think you can utilize our time properly. So let me say some points about how can you actually utilize your time properly. So let's move on to the first point. The first point here says that always have a time check. So what I basically mean from this point, so the meaning of this point is that always have a control on your time limits. When you are completely free, you are sitting idle, the first thing which you are required to do is that write down all the stuff which you think destroys your time and you are not able to utilize those time when you are using using those. It might be anything like using social media and anything. Write down. Writing down these points will might help you to gain some points about how can you stop those. So write down the thing which are completely unimportant to you and you are wasting your time in those stuffs. So let's move on to the second point. The second point here states that set a time limit. So the second point here states that set a time limit for doing your work. So what you are required to do is that you are not required to avoid all the addiction which are distracting you. You can do that. You can also follow that. You can also save time by the way that keep a timer about that. Let's take an example to understand it better. If you like to play PUBG, the first thing which you are required to do, get a timer of half an hour, that max to max you will play PUBG for half an hour. So by doing this, you will have a clear idea in your mind that when the alarm will ring, you will stop playing the game. This might help you a lot for saving your time. You can follow this. You can set a timer for everything which you do, every distracting thing, every single thing. You can just set a timer for those items. Like for me, which I do is that I love playing PUBG. So when I start playing PUBG, I place a 1 hour of timer and start playing. After the completion of the 1 hour, I just stop the game there and there only, without waiting for 1 minute more. You are also required to do the same. So here comes the third point. The third point here states that always have a to-do list. To-do list is the one thing which every rich man, every well-earned man, every intelligent man follows it. So what you are basically required to do in this is that create a plan about what you are going to do the whole day and just follow it and stick to it. Complete all the work which you are going to do in that day. And after completion of the work, put a cross mark on the stuff which you have written there on your to-do list. Every morning, what the first thing which you are required to do is after getting up, first prepare a to-do list. Making a to-do list we will discuss in further videos. So you are also required to create a to-do list about what the stuffs you are going to do during the daytime or the night time. Just follow it. This might help you to save a lot of time from your day, as you get a clear intention in your mind that you are going to do this all stuff during the daytime and you start doing them. This might help you to save a lot of time. So here comes the fourth point. The fourth point here states that planning ahead. Planning ahead in your life might help you to save a lot of time in your life. So how is actually done? If you are going to plan today, the first thing you are required to do is have a clear intention in your mind that after a week or two, how you are going to change yourself. Have a clear intention of that thing. So this might help you to let be focused on the work which you are going to do during the week's time. This is a pretty interesting point. You are all required to follow this point. So here comes the fifth point. The fifth point here states that always focus on one task at a time. So what I basically mean, if you choose to do some stuff like let's take an example of gymming, just stick to it, just complete it. Never leave it incomplete. If you leave it incomplete at that time, then you might get demotivated for doing the next stuff and completing it. Always complete the task which you started doing. Always complete it. Never leave it incomplete. So these are the 5 points which I discussed in today's video. Let us summarize those points. The first thing which you are required to do or create or utilize your time properly is that have a time check. Always have a time check that what all things are distracting you. Always have that things note down, so you will be able to create a solution about how can you tackle those. The second point which we discussed is that set a time limit for every loving things, like every addictive things for you. Always set a time limit, that if you are going to play PUBG for 1 hour, just play it for 1 hour and just stop, and you are never going to look it back in the whole day's time. This might help you a lot in saving your time. So the third point which we discussed is that always have a to-do list. To-do list is the must thing which you all require to follow. This helps you to save a lot of time in your daytime. So this helps you to save a lot of time during your day. So the fourth point which we discuss is that plan ahead. Plan ahead a week or two, or plan ahead for a week, for a year or two. Planning ahead saves a lot of time, as you feel completely focused on the stuff which you are going to follow during the week or during the year. So always plan ahead. So the fifth point which we discuss is that focus on one thing at a time. By focusing, multitasking doesn't help. Just focus on one thing and just complete it. Never leave it incomplete. So if you like this video, click the like button and also subscribe to my channel to get the notification of all the upcoming videos. So this was the end of this video. Tomorrow I am going to see you at the same time, that is morning 9 a.m. Till then, be safe and enjoy your life.